industry is what has positioned us as one of the largest contributors to India's exports and employment. We also congratulate today Shri Praveen Shankar Pandya ji for his Lifetime Achievement Award for his relentless contribution to the growth of the industry as well as the image of the industry. Thank you. Now, such an event doesn't go without a mention of GJEPC. Thank you, GJEPC, for organizing this event and for tirelessly working for the benefit of the industry, and most importantly, never missing an opportunity to recognize people and organizations that make a difference. So thank you very much. Let's have a wonderful evening.
Natarajan sir, thank you so much, and thank you for your support. Thank you. And with that, the stage is going to get set for something really, really interesting, yes. Engaging. Yes. Put it that way?
Yes.
Yeah? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to set the stage for something really special. We have two personalities here from the world of entertainment who've inspired us, not just us, the world over, icons, and time to have a quick chat with them, and I'm going to request our volunteers if you could just set up the stage, and my lovely volunteers. Well, there's a lot that goes on backstage, trust me. All the glam and the glitz that we see right here on this stage, there's so much that goes the back end, and so many months and weeks of preparation goes in, so I think they all deserve a round of applause for putting this beautiful and prestigious evening right here for us this evening.
So beautifully said, Sachin, for our backstage heroes. And I want to ask all of you, would you want to hear like a fireside chat, a heart-to-heart conversation? Anupam sir is here, Sonali ma'am is here. Would you like to hear it from them? A heart-to-heart, ekdam dil se. Would you? Then you have to make some noise. Aise nahi hoga. All right, sir. Sir, ma'am. We will request you to please join us on stage with a big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen.
First of all, thank you so much for joining us here this evening. It's a pleasure.
My pleasure. Good evening, everybody. It's lovely to be here.
Namaskar.
Though I must say, I'm feeling not like the star. Kiran Gems seemed to be the star because we didn't get that applause.
You heard that?
हमारे भी अगर दोस्त आए होते तो शायद इतनी तालियां पड़ती जितनी इनकी पड़ रही हैं, but कोई बात नहीं. Also, another observation Sonali did, that this must be the richest hall in the country right now.
Yeah.
That's true.
But that's so true.
Wow.
Yeah.
मैं आज बहुत धनी महसूस कर रहा हूँ. हालांकि मेरा कुछ भी नहीं है, जो भी है इधर ही है, but फिर भी it's a good feeling. Yes.
Well, Anupam, now that you said, we are with the heavyweight champions of the world right here under this roof, but you have one at home that you love the most, and we've seen, Mom on your social media. Last time also I met you and I said I mentioned about Mom because he is the mama's boy still. Should we put it that way?
We're all mama's boys.
Yeah, we're all mama's boys.
All mama's boys. Indian boys are mama's boys, and I'm very proud of that fact. Yeah.
And absolutely, that's our culture, and we are glad.
Because the kind of sacrifice an Indian mom does, I'm not saying the other moms do not do, but the kind of sacrifices, especially if you come from a lower middle class family, from a poor family, the kind of sacrifices, the kind of things that mother does for a child, it's phenomenal. I think I would have been nothing without my mom's blessings and the hard work that she put in. We lived in a small house of this much room, and there were 14 of us, and I saw my mother working all the time. So how can I not be my mother's boy, and how can I not have the greatest respect for my mother?
While he was speaking, we could read his eyes, we could see his eyes kind of swelled up, and it's such a pride. And we bow down to all the women in the house. Thank you. We owe our existence to you. Thank you for being the multitaskers. Thank you for being that. Oh, yes, to all the ladies here. Thank you for being the multitaskers. And coming to the lady now, Sonali ma'am, you bounce back. You've entertained us, but after that, you had a phase where it was tough. It was not easy. You're suffering cancer and you bounced back. I want to know, what was that one thought? Because you have utilized the digital world, the space, to inspire everybody, right? What hit you? Because, you know, when you're in that phase, it's not easy for us to just think of all these things. An individual is only worried about himself or herself, that how am I going to battle this? What's my life? What's my family? But you went all out. You took that extra step. What triggered or what pushed you to actually bring that thought out and tell the world?
Well, actually, I must say that I didn't start out to do that. I'm so happy that me speaking about it has inspired people. It's a happy byproduct, I would say. But I basically was just dealing with it for myself. And I was doing a show at that point of time, and I didn't want speculation around it, people gossiping about it. You know, internet is something, my kid was young and he would read about it, parents would read about it, the family gets to hear all kinds of. When you're in the public eye, you know how that gets. It's just, everybody wants to talk about. I just didn't want the narrative to be wrong. I wanted it to be mine, so I put it out, and I thought that would be it. But the response I got, what I realized is, I'm sure you're calling me a survivor and being brave, but I'm sure in this room I don't think there's anybody who's not been touched by it in some way, somewhere in the family, somewhere in their friends, who have done the same. So I think they're equally, or if not bigger, heroes. And what I realized was that something that we don't talk about was actually so common. It was so prevalent. And I was just like, why did I think that it was rare? And that's what triggered the thought that I need to talk about it a lot more. So like Mr. Kher said, that this room has all the money, but we had the eyes, and I thought that's the way to utilize it and get the message across.
And you did make an impact, you did. Sonam.
Very inspirational. Anupam sir, coming to you, an actor, an author, a motivational speaker, a philanthropist, social worker, Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, you've done it all. Which is the role that you enjoy the most?
First of all, I've not done it all. I've just not reached even my interval point. So I know that this is a great feeling. When I see my video, it feels a great sense of achievement. But this is just the beginning. There are so many opportunities. When you see people over here achieving so much, with humility they come. Actors at least get to go on stage with music and everything else. Look at the achievement of this wonderful 80-year-old gentleman who walked up to the stage, whose birthday. Happy birthday to you, sir, first of all. And so your own achievements feel dwarfed in front of. I keep my eyes open. And I think the best thing to go about is to not take yourself so seriously. I think people who take themselves seriously actually don't feel that there are other people can be achievers. I'm happy to be who I am, and yet I'm not scared of failure. At a very young age, my father told me that failure is an event, never a person. So when a 15-year-old boy is told by his father that failure is an event, never a person, that no power can stop him. So I'm happy to be doing various things, and I'm not scared of failing. Today, when I was getting ready, thank God I wore a suit, because, and my shoes are tight. But before I say that, I have seen this young lady in New York when she was getting treated. And
I had the best meal.
Yeah, we went out for dinner, and she was bald at that time. We took a picture, and next day I posted that she's my hero. And that's the truth. You are my hero. And I must say that.
Thank you so much. But what he said was so true just now. The enthusiasm with which Mr. Kher always approaches his work, his life. When I think we did a very forgettable movie together. But what was not forgettable in that movie was what I heard from him and what the interaction with him. Because the enthusiasm with which he approaches everything, whichever the role is, and the way he said that this is just the beginning. And that's the enthusiasm that inspires me. This is what I want to do. Every day when I get up, I want to be feeling this. I want to be like, I've not achieved everything yet. There's so much more to be done, so much more to be explored, and just kind of jump into life that way. That's what it is.
Thank you. And since we are on that topic, when 1 year back, Kiran discovered that she has cancer. So I saw a fighter at my home. I saw her, and I know that you called up and you said any help, but so we are a community of survivors, and that's what is so wonderful about life. हम तो कुछ भी नहीं हैं, हम फिल्मों में कहा जाता है ये हीरोज हैं, रियल लाइफ में इतने हीरोज हैं. You know, we take ourselves very seriously.
And as you rightly say, you guys are survivors, and you know, learning is a lifelong process. It should never ever stop. Sonam?
I was just absorbing that lesson in humility that I just got. Thank you, sir. Over to you. Sonali ma'am, my next question to you. You're a voracious reader. You read a lot. Huh? You love books. Your book club is quite a rage digitally, online and offline. So, would you recommend all of us like one book that changed your life? What's your all-time favorite?
So it's very difficult to pinpoint one book here. Anupam is a very voracious reader too. And that was one thing that I remember discussing during that movie that we were doing, and that was the bond also, because, you know, I found somebody on the film sets who read a lot more than me at that point of time, and it was amazing. But any one book is very difficult to say, because I think different phases of your life attract you to different authors. So at different phases of my life, I have been inspired by or taken in by, or sometimes just given that little boost that you need when you read a book by different authors. But since I run a book club, I've been getting this question a lot, and every time I start answering it, I realize that I name a few authors, which is like Toni Morrison, Isabel Allende, or, you know, Elif Shafak, and Pratibha Ray's Yajnastani was one of my life-altering books. So I realized that unknowingly, I've been influenced by a lot of very strong women authors. And I think that has shaped the way I look at things, look at world, and go about my life.
And there's a good takeaway that she said, you know, every phase of life has a kind of book that we want to go through. And it same goes for music as well, right? There's a song, there's a theme, that, you know, whenever we're in the mood, it always changes. So that's a good takeaway, because generally people always have this mindset, this is my kind of genre of books, I'm going to just read that. But you gave me, and a lot of people here, a different perspective to how to energize or, you know, rejuvenate yourself through books. So thank you. And now you are a jewel yourself, but since we're in the, you know, pool or the sea of gems and jewelry right here, the contributors to the business, which is that jewelry, that one piece of jewelry that's closest to your heart?
I was just having this conversation where I said that I'm here in this gems and jewelry room, and I'm actually wearing steel jewelry, as you can see. But I think for me, the one piece of jewelry I would say is, it's a locket that, my mother had given to me. And it was a very strange locket because it has an owl on it. And it's a beautifully embossed owl on it. And I think somewhere that has been one of the most precious gifts that I had, because she always said, be wise like the owl. That's what they say. And that has something that has always stayed with me, and it's my favorite piece of jewelry.
And Mom had a message through that as well. Be wise like an owl, and also keep a 360 view of everything that's happening around you, and be alert, right? Well, I have to tell you that you were talking about jewelries here in this ballroom. I have to tell you there's platinum to everything we just saw. We got a display of that sometime back with ma'am here. And some amazing jewelry, amazing studs out here that you must check out. But Anupam sir, my question is to you. Compliments to
He likes jewelry more than me.
Rubbish. Not at all.
At least इस ballroom में ये नहीं कह सकते sir आप.
हाँ जी.
इस ballroom में तो नहीं कह सकते. Mom को या ma'am को आपने कौन सी jewelry gift?
My wife is a very stylish lady. She wears the best jewelry, she wears the best saris, she's known for her style, she's known for her this thing. At a very early stage, जब मेरी शादी हुई थी, मेरी शादी को 6-7 महीने हुए थे, तो मैं चेन्नई गया था. तो मैंने कहा यार अब किरण के लिए मुझे कुछ ले जाना चाहिए. We were very good friends before we got married. तो मैं नली साड़ीज़ में गया था और मेरे साथ मेरे दोस्त थे सतीश कौशिक, तो मैंने भी इडियट की तरह सतीश पे ट्राई की साड़ीज़ कि तू ये पहन के देख, वो पहन के देख। तो जब मैं लेके बॉम्बे आया और मैंने किरण को कहा, मैंने कहा मैं आपके लिए गिफ्ट लाया हूँ, बड़ा रैप वैप करवाया था, तो किरण इज़ नॉट वेरी सटल अबाउट थिंग्स। तो जब उसने गिफ्ट खोला तो शी सेड मैंने कहा क्या हुआ? कहती दोबारा कभी मेरे लिए कोई चीज़ मत खरीदना पैसे दे देना, मैं खुद खरीद लूँगी। सो आई थिंक आफ्टर दैट आई हैव नेवर डन दैट, बट या आई डोंट थिंक मैं ये लोग ज़्यादा जानते हैं, मैं अब इंटेलिजेंट बात करूं कि जेम्स ये होते हैं, ज्वेलरी ये होती है, मुझे कुछ नहीं पता, ये मेरी माँ पहना देती है, ये बाकी चीज़ें जो है अंदर भी एक दो चीज़ें हैं। बट आई थिंक द बेस्ट ज्वेलरी दैट यू वेयर, इट्स अ वेरी वेरी क्लीशेड आंसर, बट इज़ द कैरेक्टर दैट यू हैव एज ए पर्सन। उससे बेटर ज्वेलरी कौन सी हो सकती है? यू कैन बी वेयरिंग द बेस्ट ज्वेलरी, बट इफ़ यू आर नॉट अ राइट पर्सन, देन इट डजंट सूट यू. So that's what I feel is very, very important. Yes. And also I must compliment you people for something which is the best part of, may I have this trophy please? The best part of this trophy, especially in the 75th years of independence, is the flag of India on this trophy. So congratulations to all of you for designing and keeping the flag, and that's amazing. Yes.
The man with a keen eye for detailing, must say, and he spoke about character, his honest and genuine character we could see right here on the stage, but we have seen you in so many different characters through decades, and you know, you've impressed us. But we want to know that one thing, you must be getting compliments every single day, through every possible medium, every single day.
ऐसा होता है.
So modest, but it's a fact, sir. But which is the best compliment that you've ever got? Or different?
You know, I'm very restless as a person when it comes to my work. So when somebody asks me which is the best compliment you have got or what is the best film that you've done, that I tell them usually ask me this question after 30 years. When I'm going to hang my boots, hopefully, then I will tell you this was my best film or this is the, but people give me, it's turning into some kind of a Astha channel thing, but the best compliment is that you're a wonderful person. You're a very kind person. I think that's fantastic. If you asked me this question 15 years back, my answer would have been different. But at this stage of my life, I feel compliments are related to what kind of a person I have become after all these years. But best actor, superb, you're wonderful. I was once, I used to teach a lot in a mentally challenged school, just opposite my house, Dilkhush Special School. And मैं वहाँ पर 2 साल के लिए जाता था और हर बुधवार को मैं वहाँ पर उनको स्पीच थेरेपी कराता था with children, with differently abled children. तो एक बच्चा था वहाँ पर, ऋषि, छोटा सा था, मैं पेस्ट्री लेके जाता था, समोसे लेके जाता था, बाकी चीज़ें लेके जाता था. He used to be very happy, but he used to get upset. Then one day I asked his parents, I said, why does he get upset? He said, because he thinks that he is not giving you anything in return. So one day, he was very excited and Rishi came to me, he says, Uncle, after the class, stay back, I have got something for you. So after the class, and throughout the class, he was very excited that I am going to give you, he was exchanging glances with me. And when the class went away, he put his hand with great excitement and took out a toffee. And he said, this is for you, but don't eat it, it will finish. And that toffee is still in my fridge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I think that's beautiful. Yeah. But otherwise, compliments, अच्छे लग रहे हो, बहुत अच्छे actor हो. I don't know what to say.
So, along with that, I'm going to add, wonderful person, बहुत अच्छे लगते हो, बहुत अच्छी acting करते हो, बहुत ही अच्छे इंसान हो, and Gen Z style में कहूँगा, he's also a rock star, right? So let's have a huge round of applause for Anupam sir for being a rock star and always pushing us and, you know,
when you see courage in people, courage is the most attractive thing in the world. When she was standing here and she said she had slightly moist eyes and she says, Anupam, I'm standing here, this is such a wonderful thing to do. So I told her, I said, kuch bhi ho sakta hai. So this is amazing.
I was like, I'm back in heels. That was like a big deal for me. I was so excited that I'm wearing heels again. I'll get to the bigger heels also.
But you know what, let me also compliment her that amongst the 7 gentlemen who were standing on stage, she was the only lady standing there holding a front fort, and compliments to you for that.
हम मर्दों को नजर से बचाने के लिए कोई तो होना चाहिए था ना. तो she was our good luck charm.
that jewel on top. Sonam?
You are such an inspiration. You're an epitome of courage, and like you said, today you were standing here and you were like, wow, I'm back in heels. You know, it's such a beautiful thing to say. So throughout the ordeal, all of us, हम सब बुरे वक्त से गुजरे हैं, गुजरते हैं, phases जीवन में सबके आते हैं. What kept you going? वो कौन सी thought थी at the back of your head that just kept you going? You kept pushing and pushing, and here you are, stronger.
You know, it really then did feel like I was being very courageous or pushing. I mean, everybody does that. It's your life. You would want to survive. And yeah, one thing was there. I didn't want to just survive. I wanted to have a good life and I wanted to thrive, you know. My son was 12 years old at that point. I wanted to be there for him. I wanted to see him grow, you know. So it was my want. So it's not some courageous thing. I know everybody keeps saying that, and thank you for saying it, but it's just getting, like, my favorite hashtags that I did. It was just one day at a time, putting one step in front of the other, and, you know, you just keep putting that one step, you just keep going through that one day, and suddenly the time has passed, you've improved, you've become stronger, and life goes on, and there are new adventures ahead. So, yeah, it's just very simple, actually. In retrospect, I think when you say courageous and all that, I look back and I feel like a fraudster at times. I feel like, oh, this is such a fraud. I'm nothing like that, actually. But it was just my need to, stay alive, let's say that, yeah.
No, you've thrived and how, and we're proud of you. And कितनी simple बात है ना सचिन, हम यही भूल जाते हैं, कितनी दूर की सोचते हैं हम. One step at a time हम सोचते नहीं, अरे 2 साल बाद क्या होगा, 5 साल बाद कहाँ जाना है. What is your 10-year plan? But such a beautiful lesson, no? One small step at a time, Sachin.
That, I think, is what it was. Whenever something comes into your life, what I did was I accepted it. I stopped fighting it, and I said, I accept it. Maybe I have to learn something from this. And I said that let's learn from here. And this was the lesson, that you look at the simple things as the small things that are the most beautiful things. And you're the motivational talk. And you always say these things. In your book also you've written about it. It's the small things, it's the simple things that are the most expensive, the most precious. And that's all that matters in life.
So the both of them, they're having a conversation. I remember a dialogue. किसी ने कहा है कि जिंदगी खुल के जियो, खुश रहो, आजाद रहो, क्या पता कल हो ना हो.
इन्होंने कभी नहीं सोचा होगा कि हम एक्टर्स को बुला के इस तरह की बातें होंगी. इन्होंने सोचा होगा डायलॉग सुनाएंगे.
नेकी और पूछ पूछ.
अनुपम सर.
What's it?
Seriously, मतलब कहाँ फंस गए आप लोग हमको बुला के. But the conversation is real, which is very important. Beyond a certain point, even both of you, wonderful work that you're doing, beyond a point you stopped listening as anchors. You became human beings suddenly in front of us, which is the greatest achievement.
अनुपम सर, talking of becoming humans, अब ये जो questions मैंने लिखे हैं, मैं इनको रख रही हूँ. Don't wish to ask.
बहुत पहले रख दिए थे आपने.
हाँ, you noticed. तो सर I keep a close watch on your Instagram. I've been your follower for years, and दुलारी जी की videos मेरी favorite हैं. Your mother is such a lovely woman. जब भी उनकी video आती है, we keep scrolling and I show it to my mother.
आज अगर उनको मैं बताता ना मैं कहाँ आया हूँ, तो पता क्या कहती हैं? मुझे सोच के भाई एक ले आता हीरा वहाँ से.
Guys, if you don't see her videos, which I'm sure all of you do, please miss मत कीजिएगा. हाँ, दुलारी जी के videos are the most beautiful, heartwarming thing you can see on Instagram.
Yeah, thank you.
और सर किरण जी तो she's a trendsetter. She's out there. Jewelry तो you know, I remember my mother, my बुआ always जब वो judge बन के आती है, अच्छा किरण जी ने आज क्या पहना है? फिर अपनी ज्वेलरी डिज़ाइनर को फ़ोन कर कौन सी साड़ी मुझे ऐसी ज्वेलरी चाहिए. शी इज़ बिन अ ट्रेंड सेटर. तो इसमें आपका कुछ हाथ है या बिल्कुल नहीं है?
बिल्कुल भी नहीं, बिल्कुल भी नहीं. She was, before she got married, she was a trendsetter. But you were talking about compliments. She gave me a very good compliment. I was very moved by it recently, about 3-4 months when she was going through chemo and everything. One day she said, Anupam, you have been my friend all these years apart from being my husband. But एक बात तो तुम में है, तुम बड़े अजीबो गरीब आदमी भी हो, परेशान भी करते हो, मगर you are like a rock steady person when it comes to family. I think that is the greatest quality that I think about you. And I was so moved by that. I think when you become a rock for your family, that I think, yeah, so I just remember that she said this to, sir, अब जा कहाँ रहे हो? Hello, sir, कहाँ जा रहे हो? ऐसा मत करो, मैं हमारी बात, नहीं, please, आप इधर आइए, वापस आइए. ऐसा नहीं. ऐसी इतनी अच्छी बातें हो रही हैं. आपका फोन, किसका फोन आया होगा आपको? चलो, हैं? नोबडी के बगैर हमको छोड़ के जा रहे हो आप? नहीं, हम भी जाएंगे आपके साथ. बैठिए आप, बैठिए. एक तो आप मेरे हेयर स्टाइल जैसे आदमी के साथ बैठे हैं. ये भी एक और आ गए. 13th फास्ट, कोई बात नहीं. इतने दिन फास्ट रखा और रखेंगे. आई एम सॉरी, बट एन एक्टर कांट लूज एन ऑडियंस. Thank you so much for staying back.